What's up? Good morning, guys. A little late. Airtime's really got me rocking and rolling early on this beautiful Sunday morning. I can appreciate him for that. Last night, went to the Nino for a little bit. Dolphins about to score. Went to the Nino for a little bit. Got down. It was pretty rough in the beginning. Got down. I usually play about 200. I played 300, but I got back. I basically got up about $40 almost right before I left, and then I got burned. You know, those double downs always burn you. Either make more or break more. So I ended up basically leaving down $150. So I played for almost 4 hours. Can't complain. It was a great time. I don't, if you divide $150 by 4 hours, what is that, right? It's not that much. It's not that much to pay for some entertainment. So Dolphins score. Looks like Jay Waddle just actually scored. So I got a little notification on there. So super pumped, guys. A couple things I want to share with you before we dive into this. And we're going to have to kind of move a little quicker this morning because, again, our guy is in the chat right now. Jeff Airtime is going to be doing his famous Sunday trivia, sports trivia. Yes, I did get it. That's why I was a little behind. It took me a few extra minutes. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. The alarm went off at 7:30. I hit snooze for 5 minutes about 3 times. So I was a little late rolling out of bed. But we're here nonetheless. I'm here to give this information the best I have for you. Again, I'm going to tell you guys that it's hard to pull it up on here on history. But last week's FanDuel Millie Maker, and I'm pretty sure I didn't check for DraftKings, but DraftKings too. The Chargers stack that I specifically said I was not playing, but if you wanted to win $1 million this weekend, this would be the stack that's going to do it. And I paused, and I said it like 2 or 3 times. I didn't play any of it because I told you guys I wasn't playing against the Cleveland Browns because after what they did to Minnesota and how that game was just clock control and defense, there wasn't enough offense. I just didn't want to go there. I did not want to go there. Nobody's talking about Arizona this week. So there's a couple of teams that I want to kind of cue on. A couple teams that, again, if you want to try to take down a Millie and it goes off, I don't hear a lot of people talking about them. I'll let you know when we get there. So we're going to go kind of game by game. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. Then we're going to try to build a lineup before 9:30, before airtime is live. So we basically got 40 minutes to do this. I may, depending upon how long airtime's thing goes, I may pop back on for like a final countdown or lock because we're having to go through this so quick. We'll see. We'll see what the feedback's like. We'll see where everybody is. Is Hill going to play? I haven't heard the news yet. If anybody can keep us updated as we're going through this, because obviously I'm focusing more on looking at stuff and plays. But if anybody can give us the news, I think he is still questionable. But Patty Mahomes would be a place that I would like to go to this week. But we'll get into it all. So I'm going to start with how it goes in my queue when I look at my app for teams. We're going to start with, obviously it's going to be the Vikings because they're my home team, whatever. So we got Minnesota at Carolina. It's a 45.5 point total. Vikings are favored by 2.5. CMC is out of this, right? Correct? Tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe he is out of this. What's up, Deafness? Would have won it, right? I stack KC in Washington and Arizona. All right, well, we'll get into it. I'll tell you where I'm at, man. 37.50 an hour. Oh, good luck, man, Terry. God bless your family and him. Jeremy D, what's up, man? Good to see you this morning. Appreciate you being here. So Minnesota, Carolina, at Carolina. This has potentials to be a shootout. Vegas doesn't really have the point script that way as far as what the point totals are sitting at right now. I'm not a fan of Dalvin Cook this week. I still don't trust that he's 100% healthy. He is very expensive. You're going to find that at running back this week, paying up at running back is probably not the popular thing. But remember, the popular thing isn't always the right thing to do if you're trying to take down and win money in DFS. Because if you're playing where everybody else is playing, chances are you're just playing all chalk. You're just going to maybe min cash you know, barely get there, barely have the needle over, just barely over the green. You're not going to be all the way to the right on the green where you want to be, where you want to really win that money. So, guys that you like here, obviously DJ Moore. I actually like Robbie Anderson more in a cash lineup build, but DJ Moore should have a solid game, right? Sam Darnold, he's not in any of my player pool, but he could be somebody that would be a possible option, not somebody I really like, not somebody I'm telling you, hey, this week he's going to win $1 million, win that stack. The Vikings side, Kirk Cousins, I don't really like. I'm a fan of Justin Jefferson this week. I do like Justin Jefferson. He'll probably be in like 30% of my lineups. I'm not playing him heavy. He's not a core play at all. And then that's pretty much, you got Adam Thielen you could look at as well. But that's where I'm going to stand on the Minnesota-Carolina game. Again, potentials to be a shootout. I don't know that it gets there. So let's move on. Cincinnati Bengals at Detroit Lions. It's a 47-point total, 3.5 favorites for Cincinnati. Here's the thing. I like a few pieces on the Cincinnati side. If this could potentially be a shootout, if Joe Burrow, and it's not just a lot of Joe Mixon, that name is a name I have a lot of. Joe Mixon. He's healthy. Perrine is not active. He should be getting the workload. I know he's still got the Q tag, so a lot of people are going to be a little iffy on wanting to go there. He's going to play. He's playing. I like it. Unless they call somebody up off the practice squad and go, hey, boom, whatever, and like last second decide he's out. I'm all in on Joe Mixon this week. I actually don't mind. I do have a Joe Burrow stack with Jamar Chase as well as T. Higgins. T. Higgins is actually fairly cheap. When we go through some of the pricing here in a little bit as we build a lineup, you'll kind of see that I think he's around, what is he, 55 or 5,900 on FanDuel. I don't remember exactly the price tag. But a Joe Burrow, Chase, Higgins stack you could possibly look at there. Detroit side, DeAndre Swift is always a name that you can look at. I have a little bit of Swift. I'm not heavy on him. I'm not a huge fan of Swift. But if Detroit was to keep up in this game with Cincinnati, I would think that DeAndre Swift's stat line will be stacked up pretty well. Okay, so take that for what it is. That's kind of how I see that, where I see that. Joe Mans, what's up, man? Fester's in the building. 3 more weeks. CMC is out 3 more weeks. Big yards from Chase Burrow, stack. Tom T is saying go with the Bengals stack. So, like I said, man, I have a few stacks of them. I like it. I do not mind it. Next game is the Chiefs and the Redskins. This is a game I like. This is a game I don't. It's kind of funny. It's kind of love-hate relationship with Patrick Mahomes here for DFS. I really like him this week. Okay, I really think that Patrick Mahomes. So this could be the makings of one of those Millie stacks, right? Because I have such a love for it, but such a hate for it. I feel like Patrick Mahomes is going to light it up this week. I feel like Patrick Mahomes is in for a 4 or 5 touchdown game. Now, hopefully he spreads the ball around, right? Hopefully he gets it. You got Hardman out there. We don't know about Hill yet. Kelsey could be almost a lock if you want to pay up at tight end. If you have salary you're paying up at tight end, Kelsey would probably be almost a lock, as everybody's going to be going to Ricky Seals-Jones, which I'm playing a lot of Ricky Seals-Jones as well. So I can't say that that's a bad play or wrong play, but it could potentially end up being a trap, right? Terry McLaurin, a great run back, right? Ricky Seals-Jones, you could run back. You could play Hardman, Mecole Hardman. So you could do like a Mahomes. Hardman's cheap. He's like 4,200 on DraftKings. I want to say he's 55 or something like that on FanDuel. I don't remember the exact numbers. Forgive me. I can pull them up here in a few minutes. And then with a Kel stack, and you can run it back with like a McLaren, or you could play like Mahomes, Hardman. You could even do it like on FanDuel, a 2 tight end. But I don't know. you're going to play Kels, I don't think you play Seals Jones. I think you play McLaurin. I think that just makes more sense. I'm big on Patty Mahomes. I don't have a ton of them, but I'm big on him. Okay? There's a lot of plays I like this week, and I had to pick and choose, and I had to minimize. So just take that for what it is. Now, here's another interesting game. The Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. Vegas has this at a 43.5 point total. Has the Colts favored by 10.5. I like both sides of the ball here. I like to possibly see. Now, here's another thing that could possibly be in the making. And this is nobody's really talking about either one of these quarterbacks, right? People are talking about a piece or two out of this game to go off or have big games, right? People are talking about Jonathan Taylor. People are talking about Brandon Cooks. People are talking about Michael Pittman, right? I really like Chris Moore. Chris Moore is like $3,100 on DraftKings. What is he? Someone have to tell me what he is on FanDuel, but he's cheap, right? I like to pivot off him to Cooks, or you could even do Cooks, Moore, and you could play David Mills. Yes, I said that name, and I think I said it correctly. David Mills. You want to talk about taking a stance and trying to take down a Millie and playing a quarterback that's probably at under 1% owned? David Mills. You could also flip that script on the other side of the ball, and you could go to Carson Wentz. Again, Vegas doesn't have this favorite as a big game, high point total. Vegas has been wrong before. Vegas, a couple weeks ago, burned us and told us that the Vikings and, who did they play? Browns was going to be a 51.5 point total, a 1.5 spread. Ended up being 21 points total. Didn't even score half the points in that game. So think about that. They're not always going to get it right. They're close most of the time, but they're not always going to get it right. So just take that for what it is. I do have a couple David Mills lineups. I do have like one Wentz lineup as well. Rams and Giants. Rams are favored by 7.5. It's a 49 point total. They are in New York against the G-Men. I think the Rams just really stomp on the Giants here. Honestly, I like Darrell Henderson. I think Cup I'll have in like cash lineups. Woods or Cup, you can go either way. I'm not really a fan of Stafford this week, and the reason being is because, on the Washington game, Heineke, I forgot to talk about Heineke. Heineke, you could stack. I like Heineke. He's on the thumbnail. I totally missed him. He's on my thumbnail. But yeah, I have a lot of Heineke, but he's going to be very chalky. So that's why I kind of touched more on Mahomes as far as GPPs, right? Heineke is going to be very chalky. He's super cheap. He is a great play. He's in a great spot. Casey's defense has been terrible. Like, they're one of the worst teams in the league right now, to be honest with you. So, but I think they make a stance this week. And if they do, Heineke's going to have to he's going to be playing from behind. So that's, again, where I think he's in such a great spot. And he's shown to be a solid quarterback for the NFL. So Rams, again, Henderson, Kupp, Woods. I don't like Stafford. I don't like anybody on the side of the New York Giants football. Not a fan at all there. Chargers and Ravens, this is a juicy one. Some people think that this won't be the shootout it's being hyped up to be. I think I'm with the shootout. I'm going to have a lot of Lamar Jackson. In fact, Lamar Jackson's going to be in my cash lineups as well. I'm going to have a lot of Justin Herbert. I'm going to have a decent amount of Austin Eckler. I'm going to have a decent amount of Keenan Allen, Jared Cook. So Herbert, Allen, Cook. You could even throw Eckler in there. They were all in the millie. Or Cook wasn't, but the other two were. On the Ravens side, I love Jackson, Marquise Hollywood Brown, and Mark Andrews. So you could do a 2-man or a 3-man stack, and then you could run that back with Keenan Allen or Austin Eckler even. However you wanted to do it. Jared Cook, if you did like a Brown and Lamar Jackson build. So, guys, that's one game huge fan of, man. Herbert just blew up, man. He continues to throw the ball like 50 times a game. Like, that guy is like fantasy gold. man. But Lamar Jackson just came off a huge game too. And I think Lamar Jackson's probably going to be in that sub 10% owned. So, like it. Love it. Packers and Bears, 5.5, 44-point total. I like Aaron Rodgers. I'm a big fan of Aaron Rodgers in divisional games. I like to take a stance on him. No one ever talks about him, like, especially this week. I do have shares of Aaron Rodgers. I do like him paired up with Davante Adams, obviously. He's very expensive. Rodgers is expensive, too, and I think that's why people will go elsewhere where it's cheaper, like Heineke. You know, there's quite a few quarterbacks that are much, much cheaper. So, but I love Aaron Rodgers with Davante Adams. And then there's a cheap running back, right? That's going to be getting the workload that came in the game last week. Khalil something. Let me pull it up here. Khalil Herbert is 5,500. He is 4,600 on DraftKings. He is going to be getting the workload against the Green Bay Packers. He is going to be chalky, right? He is a cash viable, for sure cash viable running back. I would be plugging him in. He's probably going to be 98% owned in cash games. But he's worth it, man. It's almost at that price for a running back that should be getting the workload unless he gets hurt. That's a guy you want on your lineup for cash games. So you could look at Fields. I'm not a fan this week. You know, you could look at Allen Robinson. I'm not a huge fan. Mooney would be a name that is going to be cheap out there if you're looking for another cheap play that could give you some possibilities of scoring some decent points and making or busting that salary, if you will. Next, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Cleveland Browns. 3-point total, 4.5 spread. Cleveland favored by 3 here, guys. Cleveland is not a team to be messed with, man. These Cleveland Browns are good, right? They are good. They lost. I think they broke a record last week, and they ended up losing the game because the Chargers just played insanely, right? But nobody's talking about Baker Mayfield. Nobody's talking about Beckham Jr., right? Kareem Hunt is where everybody is. Now, I'll have a lot of Kareem Hunt, especially in cash games. I think he's almost a lock. I'll have him in a lot of my GPP lineups because Nick Chubb is not active. But you could get different here. This is another way. To get different in GPP builds. You can go with a Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham stack, and then you could run it back with, from Arizona, you could go with a running back. You could go with Rondell Moore, the guy I've been talking about who keeps making insane catches, who is still cheap. Christian Kirk, or even go up at DeAndre Hopkins. That is an interesting stack. That is a Brown stack that I'm gonna have 0 of. But again, my job here is to tell you guys where I really feel. And last time I did this, right, the Chargers, the other side of the ball, went off, right? So nobody's talking a lot about Kyler Murray either, right? I tell you guys this every week. He is a pay-up quarterback. He is viable. You can play him any week. I don't care who they're playing. And remember, I'm not playing any because I'm going to go with my same rule that burned me last week. So take this for what it is. Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals against the Cleveland Browns. Look what just happened last week. Huge shootout. Now, was that kind of fluky? Who knows, right? 2 great teams. Just airing it out, balling it out, running it out. So you could go with Kyler Murray stack as well, and then you could run it back with Kareem Hunt. Or if you want to get different as well, instead of playing Hunt on a run back, you play Beckham Jr. Because not a lot of people are playing Beckham Jr., I can guarantee you. He's gonna be low owned. He upset Chicago over Green Bay. Nice. What's up? Just got to see the Vikings. Oh, nice. Nice, dude. I appreciate that. Hardman only if Tyreek is out. Well, Jeremy, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would say he's so, especially on DraftKings, he's like $4,200. There's not many receivers you're going to find in that price range if you're trying to get salary to spread out elsewhere to pay up at your quarterback, at your tight end, etc. Like maybe to plug in Kelsey, or whoever. I think he does get at least a few receptions, regardless if if Hill's active or not. I do feel he does get a couple. Now, is he going to blow up and break the slate? Probably not. But again, if you're looking for something from that game, Ezekiel Elliott expected to play week 6. All right, let's go. So, Raiders against the Denver Broncos. Broncos are favored by 5, 44-point total. I'm not really a fan of anybody on the Raiders this week. Might burn me. I'm not really a fan of anybody on the Broncos this week. I think Noah Fant is always viable each and every week. But I'm not really looking at anybody on either side of that game. That's a stay away game for me. Now, here's another game that I really like. And here's another game when I talked about there's a few teams that people really aren't talking about in DFS this week. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Patriots. I like both quarterbacks on both sides of this ball. It is a 50.5-point total, 3.5-point spread. Dallas favored. Going back to the well with Dak Prescott. Nobody's talking about him. Mac Jones. Nobody's talking about him. They are in a great spot right here. Now, could this go completely the wrong way? Could this go south? Could this be like an onslaught early by the Cowboys where it's just Mac Jones can't keep up and he just doesn't play good and he just shows up as a crappy quarterback this week? Any possibility is there, but I'm willing to take some shots. In fact, the lineups we're going to build, I think we're going to do with either Dak, maybe we'll do two, Dak and Mac Jones, and kind of see where we can go with it. But with Dak Prescott, you're going to have the likes of CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Cedric Wilson if you're looking for somebody really cheap, right? Schultz, Jarwin. On the Patriots side, you're going to have Mac Jones, right? You're going to have Jacoby Myers, who is cheap. Now, Jacoby Myers is somebody who has not found the end zone. He has what? He's been in the league, I don't know how long now, and I don't know how many receptions he has, but he still has not found the end zone. He has a great floor. He's like a great cash play receiver, especially in a full PPR, because he typically gets 9-10 receptions a week, but he can't find the end zone. Does he find the end zone this week? Possibly. Raiders are a mess. Yeah, they are a mess. What's up? The ball mate? The ball mate is actually going to be on our podcast tomorrow on the Playmakers podcast. So, guys, make sure you check him out. Give him a sub. He does content as well. He does have a YouTube channel. You'll get to know him tomorrow on the podcast. He'll be on the first episode of the Playmaker podcast, which, again, I'm going to throw a plug out there real quick. That will be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. So, again, guys, make sure you guys tune in. There's going to be, I think, four for sure, maybe 5 of us. So we'll all be on at the same time. It'll be a good time. We got a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about. You get to know some new faces, some new people. I'm really excited. We got a lot of people that have shown interest that want to be a part of this. So I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to rock and roll. What did he put in here? And again, I'm waiting on my glasses to get back. To get new glasses. Herbert should be good value at. Yeah. That's I got him up here on the screen. When we hit on the Green Bay Chicago game, he's gonna get the workload. He's very cash heavy for sure. I mean, again, he's gonna be chalky in GPPs, but again, at 5,500 to get a running back who should be pretty much your 3-down back, your bell cow, if you will, your workhorse. I think at 5,500 you cannot go wrong. So, yeah, guys. Absolutely. Yep. Name is Nate. So let's go ahead. We kind of went through every game on the main slate. Let's go ahead and let's build a lineup. We'll do and I can kind of go through players and prices too while we have time. We have about 19 minutes. And then again, remember, Jeff Airtime will be doing his Sunday morning sports trivia. That's why I'm a little early this week. He got me out of bed early. I was going to maybe do this afterwards, but I figured I'd get it in beforehand. That way I can focus after his trivia on doing my last-minute things. And, guys, again, the biggest part of all this is you got to pay attention to the news, right? We're still waiting on Tyreek Hill news. There's still some people out there that are questionable, that have questionable tags. We have to figure out who's playing, who's not playing, etc. Now, like I said, guys, there's a lot of quarterbacks that I really love, right? Patty Mahomes is one that I think is going to have a big week this week. He's going to try to come out and make a statement. I think it's a 4 or 5 touchdown week for him. He's very high priced. He takes up a lot of salary, but he typically pays that off. And a lot of times you're getting that at a sub 10% ownership, which is what you're looking for when we're building GPP lineups. That's what we're looking for, guys. Kyler Murray's another guy that I touched on that, again, against Cleveland, it's tough. But look at what Justin Herbert just did against them. I mean, there's possibilities here. Lamar Jackson is probably one of my highest owned quarterbacks this week. It'll be probably Lamar Jackson, then Tyler Heineke. Lamar Jackson, I love. He is in my cash lineups on both FanDuel and DraftKings. And he is in quite a few GPP lineups where I mix it up a little bit more. So I love Lamar Jackson. Again, guys, I think I told you guys we're going to build this lineup with either Dak Prescott or Mac Jones. Maybe we'll do Dak on FanDuel and we'll do a Mac Jones DraftKings build because I think this game is a game that not enough people are paying attention to. And I think this is a place where we can get a little different and build something a little more unique. Again, Justin Herbert, we touched on. Great spot again. He throws the ball 50 times a week. I mean, he is fantasy gold. Like, if you're looking for a quarterback that has a super, super high floor and has massive upside, Justin Herbert is that guy. Stafford, I don't really like this week's. Rodgers, again, I said I do like in divisional games. He is a little pricey, but I think the upside is there. Darnold, I didn't really like. Burrow, I liked doing a couple stacks in this week. Tyler Heineke, I said, would be probably my second highest owned quarterback. Cousins, no. Carr, no. Goff, no. Mayfield is another interesting one. David Mills was another interesting one that nobody's talking about for GPPs. Mac Jones is all the way down here at $6,500. Now we can be game log lookers. Not great, not cute, but I think he's starting to slowly turn the corner and starting to figure it out. So, and Dallas is only favored by 3.5. So let's do this. I think we're just going to automatically plug Mr. Herbert in there as at a running back spot. Now, we got to figure out which receiver we want to plug in with Prescott. So Hill, we're still waiting on news. He'd be a great stack with Mahomes and Kels, obviously, or Hardman and Hill, or Hardman and Kels. Devontae Adams, cash. Cup would be more cash. I'm not playing either one of these guys in a ton of GBB, more cash lineups. Mike Williams, still questionable. We're waiting on that news. Justin Jefferson, I do like against Carolina. Jamar Chase, again, we talked about with a Joe Mixon stack. Hopkins, we talked about with Kyler Murray. If you wanted to get different, wanted to get cute, no one's going to be on him. DJ Moore is a big cash play. Could have a huge game against Minnesota. McLaurin, I like, especially with Heineke. Or if you're playing the KC side, running it back with McLaurin. Keenan Allen with your Herbert stacks. So do we like CeeDee Lamb? Do we like Amari Cooper? Do we like the tight end? Do we like playing the receiver and the tight end in this lineup? Who do we like here, guys? Tyreek is expected to play. All right, awesome. That's good to know, man. Jeremy, I appreciate you bringing the news there because I don't have a chance to check that out. Is this the DTF stream? Down to... Yeah. It's a DTF stream, my guy. What up, Eloy? How you doing, brother? Good morning. I'm rooting for Buffalo, Tennessee. So who do you guys want in this lineup, this build we're going to do together? You guys want the almighty CeeDee Lamb, or do we want the almighty Amari Cooper, or do we just want to put a tight end in there? Are you guys just going to make me pick? And then we got to find somebody to run it back with. And I think on New England, I think the real play there is either, if we don't play the tight end for Cowboys, we play either Hunter Henry or we play Jacoby Myers. What do you guys want here? Where do you guys want to go? Let me know. CeeDee Lamb? All right, we got CeeDee Lamb. So do we want to play Hunter Henry, or do we want to put Schultz in at tight end as well and stack it with him? Or do we want to put Hunter Henry or do Jacoby Myers? Schultz is getting a little expensive, man. $6,500. I think Henry is Safe? What do you think? Myers is the guy. Schultz is the guy. All right, we'll just do that. So we'll do this. Go Myers here for the run back. Okay. So let's get back to running backs here. Let's find our running backs. Still got 67.75 left on the board. We got a running back, receiver, flex, and a defense to fill in here. So McCaffrey out. Dalvin Cook, we talked about. I don't think he's 100% healthy. Eckler, I really, really, really like. A lot of people chasing the quarterbacks, which I am as well, and I've been telling you guys that, but he could be in a smash spot. Aaron Jones, Madison, Jonathan Taylor in a smash spot. Hopefully it's not a trap, right? He's going to be very chalky in a great spot. Hopefully he doesn't fail or something weird happen. Kareem Hunt, I think it's almost a lock. Darrell Henderson, I like as well. Mixon, I love. Swift, we talked about it. If Cincinnati and Burrow is going to go off and Detroit's going to keep up to make it a shootout, DeAndre Swift is going to be a part of that game script. I guarantee it. He's going to be a huge part of it. He is going to play. Hubert with him out. Jacobs, no thanks. Williams out. James Conner continues to get in the end zone, but he's not good for a lot of yards. He didn't get a lot of touches or usage. Ezekiel Elliott is playing, so Pollard's kind of off the board. Devontae Booker, interesting. I'm not really going there though. Let's see who else. What do you guys want in there? Hubert could be a solid. Yeah, I think he's a good value. New England should be good for Henry. So, I mean, we could do, well, we got Myers. I mean, we could do, hell, we could even stack, we could do like a Prescott Lamb, and then we could do Myers and Schultz. Or we could just keep Schultz in there. You guys let me know what you want to do. But I do agree, Nate, Hubbard, be some good value, absolutely. So, Seals Jones is a great play. The problem with Seals Jones is he is going to be like 70% owned, right? Again, I feel like that could become a trap, and that's not giving us very good leverage when we're building a GPP lineup. That's a great cash play. That's probably the best tight end cash play this week. Is Seals Jones. He's cheap too, but building this lineup, he's going to be owned so much. Swift too, I have him in. Yeah, man, Swift is. I love Swift, especially with I like Cincinnati stacks this week. I like Tony from Giants. I'd touch from. Yeah, I'm not really even on anybody this week. So Taylor or Mixon. So guys, would you rather have Taylor or Mixon? Jonathan Taylor or Joe Mixon this week? Guys, give me some. Put some stuff in the chat here. Let me know. Robbie is, yeah, I have Robbie in cash games. I'd say Taylor. Nate's on Taylor. All right. Let's see. Anyone else? Or we could even do Taylor and Mixon. But I think we want to play Hunt in the flex spot, to be honest with you. All right, let's just do Taylor here. Let's figure out our defense before we fill in our last two spots, receiver and flex. Who do you guys really like at defense this week? Rams obviously would be solid. They're the most expensive. Colts, Broncos, I think aren't bad this week. Packers are interesting, but they're not at home. Patriots, no. Vikings, they're not at home though. Cleveland Browns, possible, but they could get shot out. Washington Redskins, we could just pay down and hope for some sacks. Colts at 4,700. They're really expensive. I don't think you're going to be chalky because they're so expensive. A lot of people don't really pay up or pay up on defense because, again, defense is such a crapshoot. Anybody in any week can get a pick six, have a couple sacks. All right, we're gonna do Colt. We'll match it up. It's always good to match a running back with the defense, right? I'm gonna pay up for defense. I have to go Rams. The Bears are at the bottom. They're 3,500. The Bears are. So this still gives us, if we do Colts, or we could pay up for Rams too. We're honestly only 300 away, and we're sitting pretty good. We're at 74.5 for each position left. Oh, really in between. Possibly Cincy, Denver. Cincy, Denver, I don't mind. I don't think the Giants are gonna do crap this week, to be honest with you. Do we do this? Now we're at 7,300. All right, so now receiver. So we got flex. So here's a question. I think in the flex, I think we got to go Hunt, don't you? Don't most of you guys think we got to do this? And he's 3 o'clock. So, guys, remember what I always talk about. If you're playing main slate where there's the noon and the late games, you always want to have a flex player be a late game player if you have anybody on your board and they're eligible for that. What did Joe say? What did Joe say? What's up, Cushy? How you doing, man? Yeah, but it does even get in the, even if he gets 10 targets, that ain't gonna, I think the defense is still gonna get to him. There's gonna be sacks, there's possible 6 picks here. Yep, I know. That's what I'm thinking, Nate. All right, so we got 7,200 left at our receiver spot right now. We got to kind of move here. We got about 7 minutes before our boy goes live with his trivia. So I see a name already I like. I see a couple names I like. So I'm off Thielen. I don't like Thielen this week. I think he's all right. I don't really like him. Keenan Allen is in a great spot. Marquise Brown on the other side is in a great spot. What do you guys like? What do you guys like? What are you guys liking here? You guys like Keenan Allen or Marquise Brown? Hollywood Brown or Allen this week? Give me some feedback, and we'll switch over to DraftKings quick before we get off, before airtime goes live. We got to be quick here, guys. We got to move quick. We doing Allen, or are we doing Keenan Allen, or are we doing Marquise Brown? The Brown gets, I think, yeah, it's tough. I think Allen's got a safer floor. Brown's got more upside, right? So we're talking GPP. I think the upside's higher here. Marquise Brown can get, a couple big bombs, but he can also drop those passes too, right? We saw him do that, 3 times? Was that the Sunday night game a couple weeks ago or a Monday night game? He dropped like three potential touchdowns. Amy, what's up? All right, let's go Hollywood Brown, guys. So this is a lineup we built together this week. Dak Prescott, Herbert, Taylor, Lamb, Myers running it back with our Dallas Dak stack, mini stack here. Marquise Brown, or Schultz we put into, forgive me. Hunt, and then a Rams defense. And we left 200 on the table. So yeah. Yeah, I got some high floor guys. Yeah, and some guys with a lot of upside. Again, I think Dak, you're going to find, is going to be very low owned this week. Nobody's been talking about him. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's flip over. We got a couple minutes, guys. We got 4 minutes. So we can do a DraftKings build here really quick. All right? So the question is, do we want to do a Mac Jones, or do we want to just do someone different, or do we want to do Dak Prescott again? What's up, Matt? How you doing, man? We're going to be on here a couple more minutes building a lineup, and then we're going to move over to Jeff Airtime for his trivia. Guys, if you aren't subscribed to Jeff Airtime, please go over and do it. Steve, what up, brother? Good to see you, man. He wants Justin Herbert. Our guy Thompson just says Justin Herbert. He's saying a Justin Herbert call. I'm down with it. I'm down with it. So if we do Herbert, we probably got to go Allen and Cook then. Are we doing Allen and Cook? Are we going to do a receiver tight end again? Is that what we're doing this week? Mike Williams playing? And then what do we do? Then we run it back with, I do like Heineke as well. I have a lot of builds with Heineke. A lot of them. A lot of them with Heineke. Yeah, Thompson. Dude, Thompson, I said last week he was the Millie. If you wanted to win $1 million last week, the Herbert stack was the build. It's on the video. Go watch week 5, the plays. I said it. I said I'm not playing any, but if you want to take down a Millie this week, this is the stack. Sure enough, it was. Williams is playing for sure. Expected to play. Have we confirmed he's playing? That's huge. He's expensive as heck, but all right. We're not gonna have a lot of salary here, but so we got to go Marquise Brown. I think that's our only option to run it back. Because I think you play Cook here as well. Boy, we got to plug in Herbert. He's cheap, so that'll help our salary a little bit. We're at 52. Let's plug our... What defense are we going with? I don't know that we pay up for defense this time because we're going to kill our salary here if we do. All the defenses that are good are so expensive. Guess we'll do Colts. Do Taylor. Hurt. Yeah, we got to do... Might have to do a Browns. I got to move him, but... KC's defense. Sorry, we're not able to... Alright, that gives us 59. So, receiver. Who else we got for receiver? Yeah, Nick Shaw. Oh, yeah. Hunt's been in 100% of our lineups. I don't mind T. Higgins at 53. Who do you guys like cheap in DraftKings? St. Brown. Beckham. We got Beckham Jr. All right, that leaves us 6,600. Hey, we can go Jonathan Taylor, but we're going to switch this. We're going to go, remember, we got to do our flex. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:30, guys. All right. There you go. Justin Herbert. Khalil Herbert. Jonathan Taylor. Mike Williams. Marquise Brown. T. Higgins. Jared Cook. Kareem Hunt. And Chiefs defense. My locks this week, Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Marquise Brown. I like Heineke as well. Heineke is my number 2 owned quarterback with Seals Jones, obviously, who's going to be chalk, but with McLaurin as well. I really, really, really love Joe Mixon this week. And I'm kind of really leaning towards Dak on a lot of for quarterback as well. Darrell Henderson, I'm a big fan of this week as well. He's cheap. Obviously, that Mac from Chicago who is going to be chalky. Patty Mahomes is just. I think this is a statement week for him. So, to be honest with you guys. So, all right, guys. Good luck, guys. Make sure we get over to Airtime as he is going to be live here in a second. Jeff Airtime, if you guys aren't already, do it. And remember, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I actually got to do my basketball season-long draft, like around the same time. I totally forgot about, but it's all good. I'm going to be doing it while we do the deal. I have plenty of people on there. It's going to be awesome, guys. Talking lots of sports. We're probably talking a lot about what happens today in the NFL and thoughts from everybody, the playmakers for the week, and then also MLB, and then we'll have some kind of questions for the guests as far as like building franchises, who they would take, why, and etc. So it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a weekly live podcast. Good luck, everybody. Let's get over to airtime. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out. Nate, it was good to see you in chat today, as well as everybody else. Nate is new. He's actually you guys will get to know him tomorrow. He's going to be on the podcast with us. You're going to see some new faces that have reached out to me that want to be a part of it. So very cool. Excited to get to know these people and get their thoughts. Yeah. He'll be so chalky. He's going to be high chalk. He'll probably be 40% owned. 30-40% owned. He'll be like 80-90% owned in cash as well. But GPPs, 30-40%. Figgy, what up, man? We're the Playmaker podcast. We are going over to Jeff Airtime, so I appreciate everybody joining. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe, like this, share this out, let people know. Your boy Devness is live every Sunday morning doing this, and he's bringing other content. There will be an auction on Tuesday as well. Guys, I got to get over to airtime. It's trivia time. I got to check on my lines and get the news, and let's get it. I love you guys.